One of the biggest opportunities in AI is being an AI consultant, wherein you work with businesses and you consult and help execute AI workflows for all of their processes to help them scale using AI. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because the biggest application in which the most amount of money can be made in AI is applying AI in businesses. B2B opportunity of AI is far more than what you might do by creating a B2C application. Because here you can command a higher price for executing every AI workflow. And that is why this is the biggest opportunity. Now, there's a big report coming from MIT which suggests otherwise. It's called as the State of AI in Business 2025. And the bottom line is, generative AI isn't really helpful for businesses. Let me dig deeper and tell you all about it. And at the end, I'll share the big opportunity that you can take from this report from MIT itself. I'm Ishan Sharma, and today we are discussing, is AI all hype? Is it a bubble? Well, let's find out. The central theme of this MIT report, which has taken the whole world by a shock, is that generative AI divide is seen in most companies out there, wherein you have high adoption but low transformation. A lot of companies are trying to adapt generative AI, while only a few of them are actually seeing real impact on their balance sheets, on their profit and loss statements. It states that 95% companies are failing with their AI pilots, which means they're trying to install AI, but it's not really helping them in their processes, in their workflows, and it's not delivering the impact that they were promised. So think of big companies, enterprises with over $100 million of annual revenue. They've spent over $30 to $40 billion collectively on generative AI, but 95% companies are seeing zero return on that investment. And that is depressing. And that's what the Gen AI divide is all about. Only 5% companies are able to extract millions in value. And the problem, according to the report, is with the approach, not with the quality of the model or with the regulations that generative AI has with it. ChatGPT and Claude and other tools might have helped you boost your individual productivity, but they have not seen any measurable impact on the P&L of the company itself. It says 80% organizations have tried to explore using AI, and only 40% have been able to successfully deploy it in their systems. Then it talks about enterprise grade systems. So on one hand, you have ChatGPT that you normally use. On the other hand, you have a customized ChatGPT that OpenAI creates for companies, which has context of the company, which doesn't use the company's information for training, and has privacy inbuilt into it. It reveals that most of these custom solutions have been largely rejected by companies. 60% organizations evaluated them, only 20% reached the pilot stage, and even lesser, 5% companies were able to actually deploy it in production in real time. The problem being complex workflows, lack of contextual learning, and a big misalignment with the day-to-day operations of the business. It reveals that only two sectors, number one is technology and the second one is media and telecom, have seen measurable change with AI in their processes, while most of them, be it healthcare or energy or any other sector, are yet to realize those gains that AI has always been promising to us. Now, there are 4 patterns that are governing the generative AI divide in companies today. The first one is investment bias. Most of these companies are trying to deploy AI and AI agents into marketing and sales because they think that is where they'll see the biggest ROI. And that has been unsuccessful. And most companies are ignoring the back office operations, which could very well be automated by AI, leading to the ROI that they want. Number 2 is the implementation advantage. Companies who are able to partner with AI companies to create custom solutions for them saw much higher success rates versus companies who were trying to internally build their own tools from scratch. The biggest problem with generative AI today is not infrastructure or the model quality, regulation, talent. It's actually learning, according to this report. It says that most generative AI systems are not able to retain feedback. They're not able to adapt to context. They're not able to learn and improve over time. And this is what leads to the pilot to production chasm, as stated by the report. A 95% failure rate for all enterprises that are trying to use AI. Now, while most companies are failing or struggling to use AI, Keeping this aside, there is also a shadow AI economy, wherein, according to the report, a lot of employees are using ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI tools, often without the IT approval or training. Employees are rapidly adapting to AI tools. Over 90% surveyed workers shared that they use AI for their day-to-day tasks. Because most employees have tried the best AI tools, be it ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, they are not willing to try out the bland, weakly implemented custom AI solution that the company has built for employees to use. And because of the learning gap I talked about before, in which generative AI systems are not able to learn, adapt, understand the context, 90% of the critical work in the business is still done by humans over AI. They just cannot rely on AI completely. And the solution to bridge this learning gap for generative AI systems is using AI agents in the company. So the report talks about how AI agents have persistent memory. They learn from all the interactions and they're able to create custom workflows and execute them. The solution to solving the generative AI learning gap is to start using AI agents in companies more and more as possible. And that is the big opportunity for you as someone who would work with companies, set up AI systems for them, and focus on the agentic capabilities of the LLMs that we have today, right? So most companies are focusing on marketing, on sales operations, while companies who are actually able to automate the back office jobs like, invoice creation, customer support, accounting, other finance related back office jobs are actually seeing the real ROI. They're able to save about $2 to $10 million in business process outsourcing costs that they were previously spending. And they also see a 30% reduction in agency spends. So everything that they were trying to outsource, they can now automate and save up a lot of costs. And this is the real ROI that only the top 5% companies are able to use, and while others are not able to adapt to. Now, there are ways to overcome the Gen AI divide. The first one being partnering up with AI companies to help them build AI systems for their business. 66% deployments happened versus 33% when the company is trying to internally build their own tool themselves. The companies who are able to effectively use AI are focusing on niche but high value use cases of AI instead of trying to automate everything. And then there is the evolution of the agentic web, wherein processes like Model Context Protocol, MCP, and A2A, Google's own agent-to-agent model, are making it easier for systems to communicate with each other effectively, thereby making this whole AI agentic workflow more robust, more effective, and less likely to turn into errors, and is able to learn for the company and deliver results. Now, what does all of this mean for jobs? Well, the reality is that most companies are still not able to automate most jobs. We're only seeing selective displacement of certain functions. For example, the customer support role that was previously done can now be automated. The only two industries where AI is delivering impact, which is technology and telecom and media, over 80% of the executives there are about to freeze hiring for the next 24 months. But in most other sectors like healthcare, energy, and other ones, most companies are not even thinking about automating or replacing their employees. And that is a good news for all of you. So the initial impact that the companies are noticing is the external cost minimization. The stuff that they had to pay to agencies and BPOs, they can now be automated. But we will see gradual workforce change with AI. But above all, this report concludes that AI literacy, meaning having the ability to use AI agents, deploy AI agents in companies, is becoming highly paid and sought after. So if you are someone starting your career in 2025, the single best thing that you can learn is how your skill can now be leveraging AI to deliver massive output. You can learn how AI tools can help your industry become better, do things faster, do things more efficiently, save up your time, be more creative. And at the end, the role of an AI consultant is more important than ever before for companies. Because as we saw, 95% companies are still not able to adopt AI and deliver real results, which is where you come in and consult companies and deploy AI agents for them. I made a video talking about how to create your AI agent yourself. Watch that video, learn more about it, and start executing it. That is all from me today. This was the State of AI in Business 2025 report by MIT, explained in depth to all of you. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think of this report? Do you think AI is still hype? Do you think there is potential for AI in business? Let me know below in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe for more such videos. I'll see you in the next one.